You're live.
Greetings, UAW Local 31. We are coming to you here with the shop chairman, Doug Byers Jr. Do not forget the junior. For our July update, executive and shop updates, we're going to just try to stay true to our commitment to giving you guys an update pretty much every month to keep you informed of what's going on here at the hall and in the plant. We're going to defer to our shop chairman, let him kick this thing off. With no further ado, my brother Doug.
Well, thank you, President. So, just going to recap a little bit of the union meeting like we normally do, at least for me. I know the President's got some detailed stuff for you guys. All the meat and potatoes are with him today.
So don't get up and walk away once he's done. Stick through it.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
So, get into it. So, currently have 63 grievances in the procedure, 13 of those being discharged. Right now, activities in the plant that are going on, we're still programming, doing fine detail programming back in the body shop, over in the res, and then trades are working on that area. Plus, we're hanging the rest of the conveyor or carriers out in chassis. We've ran 11 PPV2 builds, which is pre-production vehicles. So that batch of 11 has been completed now. As of Saturday, they were waiting to be finished, but they are complete. We have a couple now that are running through the next build over in trim currently. So with that being said, we're getting closer to SORP. Hope everybody is enjoying their summer off because it's probably going to be coming to a close before we know it. We'll be back in the plant building cars. Equinox update, so there's not a lot there. Management has told me they're not really discussing anything till probably January, first quarter of 26. We'll sit down and start talking about that. I do know that there is a virtual build with the new Equinox that's going to happen, I believe, next month. I found that out after the union meeting, so we'll be going through that procedure, the core team. Short of that, I think the only thing really other I want to cover, there are 3 new cameras in the Fairfax district close to the plant. So these are tag readers with self-recognition or face recognition, I'll say. It is tied into GM's computer system as well. This is part of the process that we had entered into with the county and the city to help protect our cars if they were to get broke into, stolen, anything of that nature. So KCK is now hooked into the system, but what comes along with that is these 3 tag readers. And for those that may have already seen them in your municipalities, they're hanging them up all over the city. So basically this system, the way it'll work is if a car is stolen out of the parking lot, it goes through the light there at either Sunshine or Kindleberger. That's 2 of them. The other one is on Funston. So if, let's just say my car was stolen, it's DMB 27, it picks it up. I hang a right, I go to Kindleberger, it notifies the police department, yep, this tag was at Kindleberger, and then wherever I drive that another camera's at, it picks up my tag. So they can locate this vehicle anytime through the system or through the city. The reason I bring this to everybody's attention, 1, is it's an improvement to what we have security-wise now, but 2, like anything else in big government, you trust it as far as you can throw it. If it can recognize your plate and pick that up and do facial recognition, you can bet your butt it's probably recognizing everything else you're doing. So be cognizant of what's going on in your areas, but this is a positive thing for us with the thefts that we've had in our vehicles. So just be cognizant when you come down through the district. Again, that's on Funston and Fairfax Traffic Way, Sunshine and Fairfax, and Kindleberger and Fairfax. All 3 of them. With that, if you guys notice in some of your municipalities, you may notice a pole that's roughly between 8 and 10 foot tall with a solar panel on the top of it. Those are a Falco system. That is the company. It is the same thing, but the one thing I'll caution you is if you do see this in your area, which I know Gladstone has it, Parkville has it, it is proprietary to Falco, the company itself. And they will sell your information because when that comes up as facial recognition, of course, they get all your data that you have out there publicly, and they will sell that to third party. So if you see it, you want to go to your city municipality and tell them, hey, I am not interested in that piece. That's just a service announcement. Short of that, plant activities are just the same as we've been doing, just finalizing construction. Once we get into SORP builds, our first sellable builds, we should have more team leaders back in the plant. I know we got some coming back in paint. And then I believe body shop more are going to be coming in the months of August, and some in July, the end of the month. So those TLs that are out there, expect a phone call or a letter coming, hey, this is when you report back. It could even be the district rep giving you a call. So short of that, the only thing I end every message on, and we got to do it again every month. I got to do this. But the times that we're in right now, if you recognize anybody that is struggling, and most of us know telltale signs, help reach out to those folks, because we have a lot of folks that are in dark places right now based on layoff, based on finances, based on whatever's going on in their personal life, that contributes during these down times. We lose a member, it seems like one a month. I just ask everybody to reach out to those folks. If not, reach out to us, Brother Dante, myself, Zoki and EAP, anybody you can get a hold of, and we will get them to the right folks so we can get them some help. But please recognize the signs, and it's not really that difficult, right? People start getting secluded, staying by themselves, not being outgoing, no more activities, things of that nature. So with that, that's what I got this month. Everybody enjoy your time off, and I'm going to turn it over to President Wilson.
Thank you. Only thing I'll add to that, Brother Doug, is make sure you guys update your information here at the hall as well. If you're not getting the text messages, we promise we're not selling your information, so you
Right.
you can believe in us. Although I guess how much are they selling it for?
Right.
But because we do need a roof, so I will jump right in. You're gonna see a lot of movement over here at the hall. Lots of progress. This building, especially the office side, has not had a lot of attention in a very long time, and that's kind of coming to a head. There's no real reason, no real other way to put that. So last week Thursday, I came in the office and it was literally raining inside the office. We had a pretty good storm on Wednesday. The roofers were already kind of in progress. They found that there is an actual drain pipe literally on a roof that runs from the roof, right, where the water funnels, and that drain pipe runs presumably into a main sewer line. That is, for one, the wildest thing I've ever heard of an actual drain pipe just going straight to a sewer line off a roof instead of, off the side or down a gutter system or something like that. And that drain pipe inevitably failed. They believe that it might have a crack. Ultimately, they know that some of the pitch that they use on the roof has probably melted over time and hardened inside that pipe and caused it to overflow. Once we had that goo gobs of rain that we got Wednesday into Thursday, and there was 18 inches of standing water on the top of the roof. So you can imagine the water's always going to find its level, going to find somewhere to go. So we had leaks all over the place, including right here all over the computers and the copier and everything else. So the roof has already been approved to get fixed, but I ultimately, after the union meeting, we had this conversation. I'll share this for the unfortunately for the majority of this membership that was not at the union meeting, which I would implore you to make sure that you show up, because that's where the business of this local gets done. We did approve to make some repairs here at the hall, substantial repairs and not Band-Aids, on this office side especially. I'll put a pin in that for now, because I'm not going to get into the numbers on this video, because this video is a little more public than our union meeting. But it is a little concerning. No, not a little concerning. It is extremely concerning to me that when we have to make this extremely big decision, and we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, right, to get a thing done, and we got a fraction of the membership there to make that decision. So I will say that over the last few years, the couple years, there is an uptick of people coming to the union meeting. We appreciate that. There is a different section of people coming to the union meeting. We also appreciate that, but it's not enough. We should not be speaking to 10% of this membership when we're doing our business for this local. We should not have 10% of the membership making these huge decisions. It is your money, it is your house, it is your hall. There is no reason for that. But the 10% that was there did make those decisions to make these repairs, and we're going to push forward. The trustees are going to do their job and securing the bids, and they'll make the announcements as they get through that process. So a few of the things that need to be done. We spoke a little bit about insurance items from the past. We talked about the insurance company and the issues with the roof, which is why we're elected to start on the roof, which had not been touched in 30 years or so in any real way, right? Outside of patches. The lighting, there's so much water that's gotten into those light fixtures that we have that in their old fluorescent, right? That many of them are failing, flicking on and off. So they approved to replace those with a more cost-effective and efficient LED lighting system, which is basically the same paneling, just LED lights instead. There is issues with the parking lot. There are holes and cracks all over the place, and we got dinged on the insurance for that. Those items are in review right now. We do not have a decision made on which items we are gonna go with, or which bid I should say we're gonna go with. I will tell you that the low end of that is a $36,000, and that is for a sheer regular old patch and sealing up some cracks. That bid is a non-union bid, and you know the union bid for the exact same labor is substantially more. No, it's $60,000. So for us, there is some hard decisions that need to be had. We do, have to really consider how much of this thing we want to get done, whether it's a full resurface, and the full resurface is closer to $120,000. So trustees are going to go through that. I know as union brothers and sisters, sometimes we got to put our money where our mouth is, right? We can't scream support unions and union labor, and then when it going gets tough, we try to cut corners too, right? But ultimately, it'll be a conversation we have with this membership, and with the trustees are going to make their recommendation when they get through that process. So, but just so you can see the scope of what we're dealing with here to make repairs. Now, how are we going to take care of this? Our financial secretary, in conjunction with our recording secretary, have devised a really good, smart plan in order to get some of this stuff done, where we're basically using our assets and our investments, right? And when I say our, I mean this entire locals, right? So yours, right? We're using the investments that they had the foresight to make sure we manage well over the last couple of years, to basically borrow against that to get these things fixed, where we're only paying virtually 2% at that rate. So it's an amazing deal. It is extremely smart. It's basically like going to pulling money out of your PSP and paying yourself back, which is the equivalent of what we're doing, in order to really get this building where we need to be. So a few other little quick items on the building. There are some doors that are rusted out and rusted through and inoperable completely that absolutely need to be fixed. That's going to be pretty substantial as well. I'll run through a couple quick ones. The sub pay, we understand that there were issues in May that most folks were having. around the week that we came back to work and that holiday. Most of those issues are resolved. The benefit reps who are doing God's work, I always like to make sure I say their names, even though I know the folks that have been laid off know their names quite well. Miss Bobby Donnell, Nancy Hickler, and Deidre Hawkins. They are doing a fantastic job. So thank you, ladies. The new proviso, the new unemployment law. So any date, any claim that happens after July 1st, it has to be claim start date after July 1st. I think we had a handful of folks who were right on the cusp of that. On the June 29th is actually when their claim date was started, so they actually fell outside of that July 1st. But they are not required to look for work for 8 weeks. They must resume after 8 weeks. That is how the current proviso language is written. Now, I actually today is Wednesday, the 23rd, I believe. I am a part of a Kansas unemployment working group via the governor and the Labor Department, where we are going to rewrite the law and make a full bill where we won't have to go through this in the future. The proviso language only lasts for the budget year. This bill that we're working on now is going to be long-standing and affect every union and every collective bargaining situation in the state of Kansas. So, we'll do the work on that, and hopefully we can do some real tangible good for a long time on that.
That's a good job.
Well,
That's a good job for that to be able to happen and to make that happen as quick. Doesn't seem like it was quick, but it was quick. If you go up to the Capitol, as both me and you know,
yep.
things don't go easily up there. So good job.
Yep. All right. Last but not least, we are in need of some volunteers. Once we get some repairs done, we'll need some volunteers for those things. We're talking paint, ceiling tiles, just kind of minor stuff. So be on the lookout for that. But Saturday, June 26th, Saturday, July 26th. I'm living in the past, man. Saturday, July 26th, we have our District 1 candidate, our UAW and labor endorsed candidate, endorsed by the firefighters, IAFF 64 and Tri-County, as well as UAW Local 31, Jermaine Howard. Right here at the hall, we're gonna have a literature walk for him. The last time we did something on this scale, it was for a young lady named Miss Wanda Brownlee Page. She was the state rep for District 35, which is right here in our backyard. We put just about 80 to 85 people out in the street for her. We walked her district in about an hour and a half tops. But those are all labor folks doing that job. And it started right here with UAW Local 31. So we need your help to do that again. This brother's, we believe that he's going to be a good, strong labor vote for us. And more importantly, and most importantly, we think he's good for the entire district. Our issues as laborers and union folks, they're civil rights issues. They're workers' rights issues, right? If crime is a big deal for you, if you feel like you want that crime rate to fall, well, who commits less crime than somebody, working every day, 40 hours a week, getting a livable wage, being able to take care of their family with benefits and job security? They're not running in your house. They're not breaking into your car. If you feel like the school system needs in need of repair, well, how do school systems get paid or get funding? Through taxes, right? Well, who the hell pays more taxes than working people, the working men and women down there at that Fairfax plant, working their tails off every day? So we thoroughly believe that we can change this community if they pick up and adopt some of these values that the UAW stands for. So he identifies with that, and we know that we can push him over the top and get him through this primary and eventually through the general. So, and by the way, that lady that we put 80 people on the doors for, Wanda Brownlee Page, she won somewhere around 63% of that vote. That is the difference we can have. So, July 26th, right here at the hall, we're meeting at 9 o'clock. We hit the streets at 10. We'll have you out of there by 11:30 noon at best, okay? We usually do this in pairs or two to four to a car. Somebody drives, you go to a neighborhood, you sweep it with some literature based on the maps, and you're done. So I appreciate the effort, all the volunteers that we've had so far. We do have a ton of events that's on the way. The Women's Committee, I believe it's August 9, and that's a rodeo that they're gonna have right here at the hall. So don't miss that. The Women's Committee has done it again with a beautiful event. The Education Committee has another course coming up. Those courses, last time we had that last year around this same time, we had almost 48 people there. Just about 50 people show up to these events, okay? That's going to be August 27th. We're also going to have some effective educator classes. So for anybody that can hear my voice right now, if you want to learn how to be a facilitator for classes for the UAW, those are going to be August 25 and 26. You must be approved in order to do that. So get with me, get with this brother right here, get with the vice president or anybody on the board. If that's something that you thoroughly believe in, that is August 25 and 26. Again, the Education Committee actual coursework that they're going to do is Building UAW 101. That is going to be on August 27. I'm sure I'm missing something, but hey, we appreciate all the energy throughout the duration of this layoff. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Bring your tails to a union meeting, because that ultimately is where we get this business done. Not in these videos, not sitting here with a ring camera with Doug and I. It's every third Saturday is where that actually happens. And we offer these as an update for you, but this is in no way, shape, or form a replacement for being a part of the real process.
Right.
Brother Doug.
So, with that being said, you guys know as well as I do, helping and walking for politicians that support us benefits us. And it's 2 hours of a Saturday that we have to give up to do that. But to get the help we need from these politicians, which goes into play with what Brother Wilson was doing with unemployment law and making the connections there. These are the important reasons that we get behind these candidates and get them to the Capitol so we can get this stuff done. Without them, it makes it harder. So we give them a little bit of cash, but what we can give them more of is manpower and boots on the ground.
Yep.
So encourage anybody to come out and do it. Again, as Dante said, we set it up normally for a couple hours of what they do, but generally the ones I've been on this year, we're in and out in an hour, hour and a half, depending on how many people show up. So the more we get, the less time we spend. We have a lot of fun, joking and laughing as we're going door to door. We're not talking to people, we're just dropping leaflets. It's non-confrontational. So encourage everybody to come out and do that. And plus you get to see some people you haven't seen in a while. So with that.
And this ain't about R's and D's either. We're not talking Republican, we're not talking Democrat, we're talking labor. That's who we're supporting, labor candidates. So with that said, in solidarity, we appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Thank you.